Welcome back to Studio 4, everyone. This is Skylar Gallup, the host of the Hey Amarillo podcast. We've got a new guest to talk about, and if you've ever been into Cask and Cork Restaurant, there is probably a chance that this gentleman has come over and did a table touch. It's Don Rhode.
That's right. I love a food episode.
Yes.
I'm a big foodie, so this was fun in that regard. But you know, the reason I wanted Don on is not because I love Cask and Cork, although I do. It's not because I love food, although I do. It's his leadership skills. Yeah. And I've gotten to know him a little bit since Cask opened, and of course, he's also the general manager at Over Easy. And he has such strong leadership skills that have been developed through such an interesting career.
Okay, so I'm curious to know more because I know Don through coming on Studio 4 or seeing him out at the various restaurants, and he's just a good person to have a conversation with. How did he kind of get into it?
Yeah, he wanted to hang out at the restaurant because that's where the ladies were.
Well, I appreciate the honest answer.
Right. However we all get started, right? And then he kind of was just like, this is kind of for me. He's an entertainer.
Yes.
He's warm to be around. And he started working in restaurants and said, you know, he was kind of good at it. And then went down this fun path of like corporate restaurant management. So with some really well-known restaurants to include, like he was in the upswing of P.F. Chang's. Nationally,
really?
Yeah. He was with P.F. Chang's when they had 4 locations, up until I think when he got out, they had like 45 or 50 nationwide. He worked with the original Chili's people. So really strong training in the management and leadership space, paired with, you know, anybody that's good at restauranting is good at peopling.
I was going to say, he's very good at people and food.
Yeah.
He's got that down.
And so talking to him, I think what I was surprised at was like really how applicable his lessons in leadership are. You know, stuff that you got to care about the people first and make people have a sense of belonging, whether it be his staff, which I think if you'll ask him directly, he looks at his job not to serve the people that are eating at his restaurant, but to serve his staff.
So they can serve. Yeah.
So just stuff like that, that's just really interesting to listen to. And then to see, you know, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, you know, it's really hard to do well. A lot of people can wait tables, but it's really hard to make money waiting tables. Right. And so I think for me, it's really fun to kind of peek behind the curtain at what it takes to deliver consistently good service, which I think Don is really good at.
So how does the arc come back to Amarillo for Don? Because again, you were saying he was up in the corporate leadership of P.F. Chang's and Chili and all that kind of stuff. What brought him to Amarillo?
Well, very humanly, he came back to take care of his parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came back from, Don worked in some big food towns, Chicago and Austin, and came home and to take care of his parents, was able to get on to open Cask and Over Easy, and we also talk about some maybe projects on the horizon. If you've ever talked to Don about restaurants, he's always like, you know what I want to do in Amarillo, what I want to do. So he's an experimenter, and I think we might see a little bit more of that coming up.